present before where the trading as Medias International obtained means 235,500 from Naomi Wajiko, the cost of equivalent in the sum account, the Pretence was in addition to the Forex exchange account. Account 4, same 10,000 for Eunice Mufana Sifuna, pretending that she is in a position to break a foreign exchange trading account. Functioning to be false. The accused pleaded not guilty in the matter proceeding to hearing. She was doing the trade, and that is why she sent them. PW2, Evelyn Macau, testified that she was introduced to the accused by her friend, known as Naomi, and they met at ICPA building, where they were taken through the training, and PW2 sent to her a total of Kenya shillings 164,000. Was promised an interest of 30%. This was did on various dates. On 31st July, 45,000, 29, July, 45,000, 18, June, 40,000. I say that 18 again, 40,000, 21st May, 3,500, 16, May, 10,000. Promised the interest of 30,000 after 90 days. The same was not. PW3, Godfrey Ocheng Mikuru testified that he knew the accused person through the social media platform, that is Facebook, where the accused had advertised services. They met at Uganda House, where she introduced her the business, and he got interested. At first, he gave her a sum of 350,000. And it was to receive Kenya shillings 75,000 per month. He later deposited the amount to the account domicile. It was to open the Forex account for PW3 within 2 weeks, but after the lapse of the same period, nothing happened, and upon calling her, she never picked her calls. The accused later picked her calls and informed him that the business had been on a downward trend, but she convinced him to deposit more money, and he further deposited Kenya shillings 5,000. 2 weeks lapsed. Again, calling her, the accused became very rude and arrogant to PW3, and it's at that point he reported the incident to the police. He produced the bank statements, the deposits. PW4, Naomi Wajiko testified also that around February 2018, she was introduced to the accused person who was engaged in Forex trading at ICPA building. She was directed to deposit money and would get 10% profit per week. Deposited the same at Equity Bank, accounts 1550, 26, 38, 73, an amount of 200,000. PW5 Inspector Fares Ndomo testified that in this matter, the accused obtained Kenya shillings 420,000 Godfrey Ocheng with a promise to open a Forex account for him, deposited the same to the accused bank account, and he did the direct transfer also to the accused phone number, the further amount. The accused received money from Naomi Wajiko, 235,000, Evelyn Macau, 164,000, Sarah, 75,000. The IO produced the bank statements, M-Pesa statements, maintenance, and statements. One big case that she was working as Medias, as a marketer, who was employed on a commission basis at Medias, an academy, which is used to learn how to trade in Forex. It was a testimony that Medias closed its operations in Kenya. She confirmed the cross-examination that she received. Section 313 in the code provides as follows: that we quote any person by any false pretense and with the intent to defraud obtains from any person anything capable of being stolen and induces any person to deliver any person anything capable of being stolen is guilty of a misdemeanor and is liable to imprisonment for 3 years. End of quote. In the present case, the prosecution presented evidence that the between some complainants, and hence money received was therefore something capable of being stolen. The accused testimony was that there was no fraud, since she was an employee of MIDLE International, which has since closed down. However, she was not able to explain why the complainants were depositing money in the bank account and investment. The prosecution's evidence was that the accused presented herself to the complainants, that she will be able to give them the money deposited in the account, together with interest. However, when the agreed period lapsed, she did not meet the end of the deal. Evidence that the accused received money from some of the complainants was corroborated by the documentary evidence in form of the bank and the interest statements. From the evidence on record, it's clear that the complainants believed the statements and or assertion by the accused that upon depositing some money with her, they would receive an interest and the same together with the principal amount. Evaluated the explanation by the accused and the same lack reasonableness, because she claimed she was just an employee of the international, but could not explain why the money was deposited in her personal bank. Therefore, all the material was presented to this court. I find the accused defense highly improbable and challenging to accept. Therefore, the upshot is that the prosecution was able to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt on counts 1, 3, and 4. The accused is therefore guilty on count 1, 3, 4. On count 2, the complainant was stood down and never called to testify further, and also never was examined. On count 5, the complainant never testified, and the net effect is that the accused is hereby found not guilty.
Kupatikana hatia kwa mashtaka la kwanza, la 3 na la 4, na umeachiliwa kwa mashtaka la 15. Malilio yako, malilio yote mbele yako, niweze kufanya malilio yote niko nayo.
Wakati hii kesi ilipresentiwa hapa, the breadwinner of more than 8 people in the family, and there is nobody else who can take care of them. Anitegemea mimi mwenyewe. Kwa hivyo naomba hii koti niweze kunionea huruma, kwa sababu mimi mwenyewe sina mtu wa kuambia anything kama anisaidie na njia yoyote. Ni mimi tu ndio msaidizi.
All the victims who are affected by the matter, and we passing the sentence from
Yes? Wednesday.
Yeah.
That is 27. So mention on 27 for sentencing. In the meantime, the accused is hereby a convict to be held at the remand facility. Patrick Lodwa, a caretaker, who informed the people that a group of men had accessed the property through a small gate and were issuing threats. In his examination, the IO indicated that one of the men, known as Imports Chupa, indicated that he had been sent the one by their children. The IO informed he did not record a statement of one of the children. The father indicated that the court visit was cancelled due to the purpose that was received it. In addition, one James Kimani Oreira, which filed an affidavit on the 15th of March 2024, he was called by his caretaker, Patrick, who informed him that a group of 6 men had assembled near his property and that he instructed the caretaker to report the incident to the police. Indicated that he called the area member of county assembly, TMC. On cross-examination, he confirmed that he was not who organized the gun, but the court had scheduled a sick visit. So the issue for determination is that the application to the prosecution seeking the bond to be cancelled has met the required threshold. It's not in dispute that bond is a constitutional right as provided for under Article 49H of the Constitution. IO's position was that the accused is the person who participated in organizing a group of young men to disrupt the court proceedings. However, on cross-examination, he stated that the person by the name and the court trooper indicated that he had been sent by one Waithera Chege, and they said Waithera Chege was not called and was invited for statement according to the I have noted that cancelling bond is a draconian move that the court has to ensure that there is enough proof before allowing the sale. Taking into account that the issues raised here, the prosecution was not able to prove that the accused was directly or indirectly involved in the procurement of the said young men who allegedly planned to cause disruption and or disturbance as alleged by the IO. To have the accused bond to be cancelled is hereby rejected.